Hello, what I've prepared here is a quick video on how I've started to prepare my really quick and rough PowerPoints so that I can present the work to my class or classes in a way that's not too time consuming. What I do with the PowerPoints then is I play them on my PC, screen record them, and then I can publish them as a video, or if I'm video conferencing I can share those to the students during the video conference and go through it much like you would a normal PowerPoint. Anyway, the problem is with this whole online learning environment that we've got now, the volume of work that we need to do is horrendous, but I think I've come up with a method that's reasonably quick to develop some PowerPoints for presentations, even though they're a little bit rough. But that's not the point. The point is to get the message out there in a nice coherent fashion so the students can understand it, rather than just send them out written notes that they have to read and interpret, which, as we know, sometimes is a bit of a problem. Anyway, so basically my system is that I do a combination of either handwriting my notes or prepare some slides on PowerPoint, print the PowerPoint slides off and then handwrite over the top of those. Then if I've developed it on PowerPoint, I print them, otherwise I just print my notes. I scan the notes, and I've found the easiest way for me has been to do it with images. Then once I've got the images and everything's right, I import those or paste them into PowerPoint, author the PowerPoint presentation. Then after I've finished that, use my screen recording software to play the PowerPoint, record the PowerPoint as a video. Then if I need to, edit the video. I really don't spend a lot of time editing video. I really just try and take out stutters and stammers if I've got some problems on the way, then publish the video. So if you've made a PowerPoint, now I've been using PowerPoint because what it does, it gives you a nice big full screen output of your presentation, but you don't have to use PowerPoint. You can use anything you like. You can use Word or OneNote or whatever your favorite program is. It's really up to you, but whatever it is, you'll be able to screen record it if you choose to do that. So once you've got your document that you're going to present to the class, you can either just distribute that as you would normally through whatever learning platform you're using, or you can record it as a video, publish it, or some combination. Now, the hardware and software that I've got to do this, this is just my setup. There are literally hundreds of different options that you could use, and it depends on what you've got available or what's available to buy if you want to do that. Anyway, I'll just use my PC. I've got a webcam on that, and you can see we're using the webcam at the moment. Now, if you're doing what we're doing now, pointing the webcam down and using it as a document camera, you can see the resolution's pretty ordinary. It's not really designed for this sort of thing. So if you're going to do a lot of this type of thing where you're going to be handwriting and the students are going to see what you're doing, a decent document camera, or somehow get a decent maybe SLR digital camera or a GoPro or something like that with some good resolution, use that as your document camera. I've got a document scanner. If you haven't got a document scanner, take pictures of your handwritten notes, either on your phone camera or any other camera. It doesn't really matter. If you're going to put some audio with your presentations, obviously you need some sort of a microphone. A lot of computers and laptops have got one built in, webcams have got one built in. I'm just using a gaming headset that I've had lying around the place for a long time. So that's basically the hardware. Software, some sort of a snipping tool, because what we want to do is we want to be able to crop out the bits and pieces we want from the images to make our slides. I use a program called Snagit, which is really good. It's got, and you'll see in a minute, it's got some basic image editing in it as well, or you can just use the Windows snipping tool, whatever your favorite is. Obviously you need your PowerPoint or your presentation or your Word document, whatever software you're going to use, some sort of screen recording software, and if you need to, video editing software. Now heaps of free options on the internet for screen recording and also video editing. I use a product called Camtasia, written by the same people that wrote Snagit. I came across Camtasia a few years back when I did a course all about flipping your classroom and making screencast videos. Camtasia is a really, really good product. It's designed for educators to do this sort of thing. The video editing part of the package is really quite sophisticated and powerful, but extremely easy to use. There's a lot better products around for video editing. Those of you who've tried the Adobe products for Photoshop or whatever their video editing thing is, know that the interface on those products is really, really complex. You've really got to have some high level expertise. If that's your thing, fair enough. But if you want to do some basic video editing, I can't recommend Camtasia highly enough. They do a 30-day free trial, so you can try it out, and they also have education pricing. You can buy it for a 12-month license, or you can buy the product outright. Anyway, that's another story. Okay, so let's get on to making the PowerPoint. Alright, so what I do, I handwrite my notes. In this is an example of what I did yesterday for 9 Maths 5. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3 pages. You may have more, you may have less. So what I've done with that, I have scanned it as images, and they're open now just in my image viewer on the Windows computer. So now I'm good to go with the PowerPoint. What I do, I open up my PowerPoint program. And what I've done to make things easier, I've made up a template. You can just use a blank presentation if you want, but just to make life a bit easier, I've got the first couple of slides set out. So then what I do, I type in, obviously, the content. Then I go through and make the presentation and obviously edit what I need to. What I'm really here to show you is the little method that I've started to use to go through and make my sequential slides. So what I do, I insert a blank slide. I go to my first slide that I want, that I've handwritten, and I copy it. So I'm using Snagit now. You can use whatever program you want to do that. So I snip that out. I go back to my presentation and I paste it in. Okay, put it in the position I want. Now, basically what I want to do, I want to start with the question, then I want to display that, then I want to display that line of working out, then I want to display that line of working out. So what we're going to have is a sequential sequence of slides that heads to that point there. So this is really the last one. So that's the last one. So what I want to do is I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste that slide in and make a new slide with that on it. Then I'm going to go back to the previous one and I'm going to insert a rectangle. I'm basically going to cover up what I don't want. And because I've got line paper, my rectangle's going over the outside. So there's my rectangle. I've covered that up. Now, what I can do with that rectangle on each slide is just slide it down like that. Show what I want to show each time, and then off we go. Now, you can leave it blue if you like, but if I just right click on that, I'm going to change the fill color to white, and I'm going to tell it that I don't want any outline. So now the slide just looks like that. Okay, so that's my first slide in this part of the presentation for the example. Copy the slide, paste it down for slide number 2, click on my rectangle, and there we go, there's slide number 2. Click over on the slide, copy, paste, click on the rectangle, slide it down again, first line of working out, click on the rectangle, copy, paste, and we want the last one, and that's it. So now I've got 2 last slides, so I just have 1 slide too many, so I'll delete that one. Alright, so now if I play the presentation, Press F5, we've got our title slide, second slide, whatever's on that. And every time we click the mouse, we've got that sequence of slides. Now that really didn't take very long to put together. That's the end of my presentation. So let's just have a look at how the actual presentation came out for these guys yesterday. Press F5 will show that. And clicking through it. Okay, and what I've put in, I made up this little button so that I can tell them on the video to stop now, copy that into your book. Okay, bit of a summary page at the end of the presentation, a bit like you'd wrap things up after you've done a couple of things talking to the class at the end of a presentation, and then that's the end of that particular slideshow. Now then what I do, I go into my video program, which is Camtasia Studio. I tell it I want to record the screen, and that's going to come up with my screen recording. And it's already recording, so we've gone 11 minutes so far, which is a bit longer than what I wanted to do. When we've done that, once I stop recording, I'll save it. The track will end up down here, and then there's a whole bunch of really straightforward video editing things you can do. Then I can't do it because I haven't got anything to there. But then you produce and share it, you create your videos, all sorts of different options you've got there, and away you go. Then once you've published your video, you can then, once you've finished your video, you publish it onto whatever platform you like. Anyway, that's my system. Hopefully that helps, especially the bit about making up those quick and nasty PowerPoint presentations. Anyway, thanks for watching.